intros since we're running a little late here.
Hello,
Mhm.
everyone. Welcome to the stream today. We are doing Antimatter versus Flight Club. It is week 4 of Tier 1, and on the casting desk with me today is the lovely, wonderful Jabba.
Hello, everybody. So we do have readies from both teams, so we're gonna get straight into the game right now. If you want to get us started.
Oh yeah, I'm the leader, duh, 400.
Mm-hmm. You want to give it to me because I'll have to control the camera angles, I think, and the pause button.
Oh yeah, you're right. I
Make
don't
that
have the
easy.
pause. You're just gonna have to give it to me between games so we
Yeah,
can,
that's fine. That's no problem. Nala, please don't.
Oh, I
Let's
gave
get
you
that.
group leader, no. Did I give you? Did I give it to you?
I'm gonna unplug my mic for 1 second.
Oh, there. Alright, so here we go into the um here we go into Nepal, our first map. We're starting on Shrine. And let's see what we're gonna get from our tier 1 teams today on this map, especially with the new meta coming out. People are having to rework their strategies and things to hit the new meta standards.
Sorry about that, guys. Dogs are going a little bit nuts in the background here.
But what's new, honestly? We love the inclusion of Nala, Java, and Hallie.
So it looks like from the side of Flight Club, we are going to be seeing the May Reaper, the Zarya Rhine, and a Brig and Moira. So very brawly comp here for this map. And then from the side of Antimatter, we're also seeing a bit of a brawl themselves, but they're running the Lucio and the Hanzo instead, so they should be getting to point first, you would think. But it looks like Rocco will be the first one to touch point here.
And we see a very big Ryan battle going off in the middle. The first Ryan shield to go down is actually MJ. MJ goes down really quickly. Flight Club seems to take the advantage coming into first fight. By the way, Bullet goes down, and looks like it's a one fight here for Flight Club in first point.
Really nice wall there from Lady Artemis to prevent SX from trying to fully escape. They did try and climb over it, but that followed up. They were able to take them out. I think a fire strike took them out. Sup, Double D. It's already looking like it's going to be a really good game right now, honestly. So we have Antimatter kind of just grouping back up here, aggressively making their way in. Really nice pin there from Rocco, forces MJ to back up here. We've got some ults coming out from the teams, both teams deciding to pop Coalescence and use it. But every other ult, for the most part, is coming online for both of the teams here. Rally.
You've got Grab and Rally coming out from the side of Flight Club. It looks like there's going to be just enough here. But that was a lot of ult usage for this one fight on this side of Flight Club. They don't have really any ults to combat the ults that are coming through on the side of
Antimatter.
Antimatter. Yeah, that's the name of the team.
Yeah, you would think it was a little over ulting there, but with how quickly Flight Club is building these ults back up, it actually might work to their advantage. They do still have Hammer Down, they have Reaper.
Lady Artemis used the Blizzard there when it really wasn't needed after the fight had already been won. Oh, May goes down, but looks like Rocco gets into the game. Poggy Woggy comes and gets jams on the Brigida, and then we get Poggy Woggy goes down, and then Twitch goes down to Bullet, and Twitch takes down Chaotic, and that's a lost fight here for Antimatter, and back to spawn.
I almost wonder if
stagger in.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Flight Club has been practicing these different kind of comps because due to the one GM rule, we do have Twitch on healing instead of on DPS here, and doing a really good job. And Kuro's also doing a really good job. I don't really get to see Kuro on DPS very often. Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people definitely don't notice the kill feed, and will use ultimates just to make sure that they get that guaranteed fight win. Like an hour.
But when you're playing against such high tier players and people that have been playing together for so long, it's very dangerous to overuse ults. Especially like you want to plan out what ults you use and then kind of use them periodically, and then use an extra ult if needed. You don't really want to use more than 3 ults in a fight, or you're basically just over ulting and kind of giving another fight win to the enemy team.
Zoms, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here.
Zams,
Saying
hi,
hey to
how
you
are
too.
ya?
So it looks like from the side here of Flight Club, they're going to keep this brawl comp the exact same, but we are getting some changes from Antimatter. They're going to run that pulled pork. They have an Orisa, a Sombra, and they're running a Mercy and a Moira. So we'll definitely see some Pharah Mercy, see some Boops.
Honestly, I would run a Mei into this brawl comp. Like, if you run a Pharah Mei, you could do some serious damage to a brawl comp like Flight Club. Because it makes them be a lot more periodical with what they're doing. See, they're just running in, and they're not really countering Pharah or doing anything to the Pharah. So the Pharah's doing a lot of work, and just imagine if you had the Mei in the front freezing the Reinhardt, and Rein couldn't be blocking all that damage. Like,
Sup,
hello,
Artica?
hello, Ark. How are you? Artica, Arctaria.
Whatever. I'm
David is
so bad
here.
at names.
My boy David is here in the chat. Hype, David, hype. Woo. Oh, we got a good check there on the Sombra. Coming in through the main door.
Yeah, that Sombra's gonna definitely have to go a different way, but between Jams on the Brig and Artemis on the May, they should be. Antarctica. I didn't say Antarctica. I don't know if Nat did or not.
No,
but
you said Arctica. That's all you said.
nice block of the hammer down there from MJ by using Fortify.
Dude, oh my gosh, Poggy Woggy popping off on the fair here actually is the most clutch pick that we could have had on the side of anti-match her.
Kuro trying to escape the Chaotic with a really good hook.
I'm very happy you are the one controlling the camera angles, because my camera angles are not working very well.
So Lady Artemis definitely trying to just kind of keep this stall going here for the team. Good use of grab there, and a blizzard.
Good blizzard, there you go. Gets the Roadhog at least. Roadhog's a really spicy target. Woo.
We do see both tanks on the side of Antimatter go down, so it looks like the rest of the team's gonna have to back up here and kind of just regroup. Ults online though, we probably will see bongos, and we will see whole hog, and I would say by the time that they're able to get through this push, they should have coalescence once they get through here. Not a lot of ults on the side of Flight Club to kind of follow up with here, but Lady Artemis's walls are really doing a lot to separate these teams.
Both tanks kind of forced themselves to get blocked off by the Mei wall, which is a very interesting choice. I know you're getting close to overtime, but it's kind of dangerous to force yourself to be sectioned off. Bullet goes down to the Rhine Shatter, Somji goes down to the Reinhardt Charge, and Bullet's just trying to keep himself alive. Farah's doing Pharaoh's best to stay alive. Poggy Woggy goes down to the man. Looks like it's going to be a win for Fight Club. No, actually, we got MJ here just kind of holding it back as far as possible with the ball. And then we get a quick try jump onto the point by the Roadhog Chaotic. And they fall off the map, and Fight Club goes and wins.
Really strong showing there from Flight Club. I know they've had a little bit of a rocky beginning season, but their rebuild that they've done and that they've been going through, it's looking very promising for them.
Hello, Gamer King. What's up? How are you doing? Yo, Antarctica is my favorite Zarya player. On No Quacks Required. Sorry.
You're okay.
I had to mess with Arctaria for a second.
I'm going to make you the owner of the game real quick. So it looks like we need... Chaotic might have disconnected here, so we'll have to get Chaotic back.
I'm doing well. I'm in a bit of pain because of my back, but other than that, we're doing chill. We're just casting stream. Played a little bit of comp today, enjoying myself. want to get up to basically live so I don't have to. Oh no, put me up online. Put me up online. There we go.
So, do you mind just posting in match chat for us that we're looking for their swaps?
Swapsy, swapsy. All right, chat. How's life going? Any interesting things going? When is the draft? Actually, you can come into the server anytime, and people can pick you up from the Initiates tab anytime during the season, except for like 1 week before the playoffs or something, 1 or 2 weeks before the playoff. I think is the cutoff date for that. Jibba.
I'm sorry, what was that question?
When is the draft, or when can captains pick up players?
There is no draft. You just would have to come into the Mamas Guild and then post your initiate information. And if a team is interested in you, they'll reach out to you for some type of trial.
And isn't there a cutoff date before playoffs? Like it's like a week or two before playoffs
I
that rosters are locked.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, but that's like what 6 weeks away or something like that. So we got quite a few weeks still going into the.
So can you please swap Warrior for SX for Samji?
Yes. Warrior needs to spectate red only, right? Yeah. No, blue. Blue. Blue.
Blue. Yep, but he'll be coming in.
Then we move Sanji. Doop. There we go. I am on No Quacks Required in tier 2, and Jibba is a captain for Zenyatta's in tier 2 as well. And
yep.
Are you on a tier 1 team?
I am. I also am I'm DPS in tier 2 for Zenyatta's, and I am a healer for Blink Assassins in tier 1.
Yeah. Okay. Double D asks how things going for us. We start map at 36, just letting you know.
Nope, 29 is when we have to start it. Because we only do 5 minutes in between rounds now.
I know, I'm look.
Oh.
Oh, wait, my clock's a little off.
So we just need MJ to give us what his SR is for the team with having Warrior in.
What is the SR?
But things are going good, Double D. Just another night of casting, basically.
Which is basically what we do all the time, every day, or all day, every day, to be quite honest. Well, mostly during weekends. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays are very busy days for Stream Team. Because we have 3, if not 4 games per day.
3, thank God, because we started limiting it just because it was getting a little hectic for Stream Team to try and cover multiple games here.
Was it Sunday where we had like 5 or 6 games basically all running at the same time? Or like running one right after the other. That's chilling. You can always, and if you post your initiates notes right now, you can have a team pick you up. Because we may be starting season 4 by the time summer rolls around, depending on how quickly the end of this season goes. Because we take a break off from the 23rd to when was it? It's like
29th, I think. Yeah, I think it's the 23rd to the 29th.
To break for holidays, and then we go straight back into it, where we do the invitational, right? It's the mid-season invitational.
I gave you lobby back. Can you swap the map to Nubani?
Yeah. Maps. Have they given readies?
Yep, we have readies from both.
Okay, I can swap the map then, and we can go ahead and start it while I ramble on about nothing.
No, wait, you didn't. I was gonna say you didn't swap
swapped it. I turned them all off. No, I'll fix it. Don't worry. I'll fix it. It'll get fixed. Don't worry. Tell them not to panic. I messed up. fall off. There we go. We fixed it. Who is the best DPS player?
It really
I
varies from team to team. Each team has a pretty much
and it
a
honestly
star
depends
DPS kind of
if you
thing.
and it also depends if you're talking about tier 1 or tier 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good players. I know Pound Puppies have some really good DPS. Blank Assassin has some good DPS in tier 1.
Oh, you want to talk about
Antimatter.
good tanks though? Uravity and Zelda together. Oh my god. They're so fun to watch. I'm
Chippa
sorry.
wants 5 boops or no one leaves Nepal. You're stuck here with me. So, bro, it's like Groundhog's Day.
Are we trying to give out a new trophy to someone today? Oh. Isn't there like a trophy on the server, like whoever gets the most boops or whatever?
There is the Smooth Award.
Yeah, doesn't Smooth have her?
I don't know if it's named after Smooth or after a different. There was a different Smooth in the league before this too. Not entirely sure which one it's named after, but
But does Smooth is Smooth there? Doesn't Smooth have it though at 7 environmental kills in one game as Lucio?
I probably, but I'm not entirely sure on that
It's either
one.
7 or 9. I know it hasn't hit double digits yet.
So it looks like from the side of Flight Club, we are going to be running that Rhine Zarya, and we're going to keep with the Brig and the Moira. So this brawl's really working for them. Kuro staying on the Reaper, and we see Lady Artemis on her signature Ashe here. And from the side of Antimatter, we're getting a Bunker with the double shield and the Pharah. So definitely, Yiggs is definitely going to be busy going back and forth between the Pharah and the Bastion here. And gets
MoWG just popping off here on the Pharah, getting 2 right off the back when they start rushing in.
Yeah, two
This is
early
where
picks
this
that
brawl
definitely
comp is gonna fail them.
the 2 early picks are definitely, and now that 3rd pick is going to stop any sort of momentum and movement that they had here. So the 2 tanks on Flight Club are a little caught out, but it looks like they are escaping out back to the team. So good job for them to realize they need to retreat and not to get caught out there, so the rest of the team can help get back too.
We do need to get this Pharah out of the sky from like having any hope of actually is gonna have any hope of getting on this point. Like honestly, Lady Artemis needs to get that Pharah out of the sky as soon as possible.
Which can definitely be hard to do if it's a really good Fire Mercy. Artemis is a great hit scan, especially on the Ashe, but Fire Mercy can definitely be a little tough to take out by herself. Smart rotation here from Flight Club, though. They kind of did this ground. They made the bunker move and relocate, and that allowed them to get a tick here. But Poggy is going fairly not uncontested because they're definitely getting some damage off on them, but almost need that double hit scan to kind of help deal with it a little bit. Or you take that Mercy out, and that makes life that much easier, too. So smart use of Coalescence here from Twitch to try and take out these healers. It baits out the Baptiste Immort field, but we do see Matrix come out.
Yeah, and then MJ firing through it with the tank configuration form, ridiculous. Honestly, so much damage. Bastion's direct hit automatically does 200 damage without Immort field, so you're talking about 400 damage per direct hit as Bastion there. These immortality fields are just very good here from Bullet actually for this Bastion. Using them very conservatively, only when it's it should be needed
when it's necessary. It's a really,
yes.
it's an honest, a good sign of it's a sign of a good Baptiste that knows when to use the Immort field and when not to, because it's really easy to want to use it in almost a panicking fashion sometimes and just throw that ult out to save the team. But we've been seeing a lot in both tiers of really good immortality fields to kind of save teams from ults and or stall points.
And it's really big nowadays, like, because immortality field is really good to buffer out those shield cooldowns, especially when you're running a bunker like a Bastion before. Lady Immort actually finally kills Pagiwagi after all this time. I said Lady Immort, it's Lady Artemis.
But we do see Yiggs get that res up. So
And we do see Pagiwagi back in the sky. It's lovely Farah.
quite a few ults here on the side of Antimatter, and we do see a couple online here for Flight Club and or coming online for this last push here. They should have that Reaper ult, and they should also end up having Coalescence.
Ryan is trying to get behind him here, along with the good old Sigma that almost got put. Sigma got booped. Sigma got booped.
Nice to see that Antimatter knows they need to keep somebody down there on point, otherwise, because Flight Club does only need that one more tick in order to cap
MJ,
this point.
Chaotic popping off, MJ popping off. Poggy gets the kill on the Kuro, and it looks like it's gonna be a 2-tick hold here on first point on Numbani. We did Nepal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So really just need to see, I'm curious to see if we're going to see the bunker here in return from Flight Club or if they're going to play a brawl on point like they've done thus far. Will be interesting to see what they pull out.
And the Smooth Award, for anyone who's interested, the Smooth Award is most boops done in a league game, not in like personal games.
And it looks like we are getting that bunker that I was looking for.
Aston, what are you doing?
And from the side of Antimatter, they are going to be running a Reaper and off of the Pharah and onto a Junkrat. We've got that Mercy, not Mercy, we've got the Moira and the Lucio for the speed boost to point and the double shields. So even though shields were nerfed, double shield meta is still pretty viable in a lot of this, especially as long as you're running a Reinhardt as one of your double shields. So we see Anti taking that down below rotation. They're actually working their way towards the bunker. Took a smart route there because they were covered for a majority of it. Making the bunker kind of move, reset here while they decide what way do they want to attack. And or while they were waiting for that speed boost to come back online here. So we see Immort Field and Turret go down quickly, but Flight Club doing a really good job of just constantly rotating here and trying to keep their Bastion as protected as possible, but with a lot of focus from the side of Antimatter, we do see that Bastion go down.
It looks like we see Antimatter just kind of get the easy picks here.
Yeah, and with that team kill, we definitely see them take that win. You might want to remove that guy from the game because I'm not really sure who he is.
He's one of my friends.
Alright.
I went online so everyone could join.
The woes of going online when you're trying to cast a league game.
So we have, it's funny, since shields got nerfed, people have all the more reason to go double shield now. I agree with that, but double shield is so much easier to counter now as well. Like you can, like, you're not just constantly shooting into like ridiculously high HP barriers. You have a chance of breaking them and bursting through them and actually like getting into a fight instead of just kind of being bored.
All right, so next, was gonna say next
Oh,
map
go
if you
ahead.
want to change it now is supposed to be Hanamura.
Hanamura, it's my favorite. Oh wait, yeah, I need to do Winter Hanamura because it is Christmas. I forgot. Um, and do we have any swoops? I don't think
That's what I'm
anybody enters
asking right
here.
now.
I don't see anybody in lobby, so I don't know if there is any, but
And you'll have to swap the two sides here.
oh yeah.
I love being a Reaper and have my shotgun take down the shield along with the barrage and bullet from my team with me. That's the same reason why it's sort of contradictions. Yeah, as a Junkrat main, I'm definitely loving the nerf to Orisa's shield since it only takes 4 lobbies at it in order to break the shield. So if your team just focuses fire, these shields go down almost instantaneously.
Target priority is something that is learned as a team, not something that can be easily brought up. Team synergy does exist where people focus the same targets, but honestly, um, but like as a team, you have to work at getting that team synergy to a point where you guys can know which targets are which. Um, especially in League, it's a I don't know if Drippet can still hear me. But playing in this league is very much like playing on a sports team. You have practices, you have scrims, you have teams that get together almost every night and play the game. And everyone's doing things together and pushing and like it's very much like being on a sports team. Except for, it's a very much extracurricular activity that counts as right, Jibba?
I would agree. We got MJ posting us some stories in match chat, being a very kind gentleman here. So we do have the ready here from Antimatter. We just need to see what we just need it from Flight Club now.
My wonderful hosts. Good evening. If you could please keep the lineups we previously ran, it would be appreciated. You are doing an amazing job in hosting, and we love you dearly. Also, get ready to start whatever the opposing team is. Sincerely, Yada Chat MJ. Gotta love the good old MJ. Smile. Sorry, I had to read that out for stream though. They had to hear. I know, except for when he gets spicy, then he's not so much of a gentleman. We are waiting on the people to say ready. Thick Unisan for jams. Tell him we need SR.
My phone is
He has
like
literally
struggling.
he has 1 minute to get SR in.
Yep, and if it's not accurate and we go and it's illegal, then that will be unfortunate. I'm sure that they are not illegal and they know that, but
Okay, here we go. Ask for ready for them. Okay, it's 43. I'm starting the match
Yep.
without the ready. I've seen Black Butler Double D. Don't worry. I understand. And here we go into the most beautiful winter map, Hanamura, to be quite honest. Look, I love how the sakura trees are still full blossom in the middle of winter.
Those must be some special trees.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh my god, we just did like the same turns and everything. That was so weird.
What do you
I
mean?
was I'm watching the stream so I can keep a part of the stream chat, and as we came like out of the spot where you spawn, we took the same path and we did like the same like cinematic curve to go out the main gate. It was really weird.
So,
Alright, on the side of Flight Club, we've got a Baptiste Moira, pulled pork, and Reaper McCree. And then on the side of Antimatter, we've got Ryan Arissa, Lucio Moira, Reaper, and the good old Simi. Looks like we're gonna see a good old telly strat here. You know how it goes.
nice positioning here from Kuro up on this top. And we do have that straight 2-point tally, but the rest of the team is ready for that. They are going to teleport to point. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of teleport to points, honestly.
But Hanamura, like that's the map to do it. Like, if you think of a teleport strat, you think of Hanamura. Like, everyone uses a teleport strat on Hanamura, at least to start off. We do from
Oh, come
Moira,
on,
or from
MJ.
Symmetra to May.
Somehow my luck is I
MJ's
always am
going
positioned.
in.
But the other team got.
Or not
that's a good
MJ,
hold.
Warrior was going in and gets killed by Twitch, Eraz. We have Chaotic here getting stuck on the wall, but the immortality from Kuro to save him. We get the high noon coming out from behind the team, gets 3! That's huge by Thikoni-san. That's such a weird name to say when you're trying to take it seriously. Can I call him Oof?
Yeah, I usually just go with the old name half the time.
Yeah, our boy Lieutenant Oof, aka Thick Unisan, has got a huge McCree ult with the Ant Matrix. And then we've got, honestly here, Flight Club are struggling to like push point. But I mean, Hanamura first point is probably one of the harder 2CP maps to actually like converge on. Oh, other than Paris, my brain, sorry, I need to take a sip of my caffeinated beverage while Eraz just takes out everyone with Reaper.
So now we see them just aggressively pushing up here in order to secure those last couple of kills.
Oh, and Jimbo, make sure you're thinking about who we're thinking about for MVP, because we got to pick 3 of those at the end.
Yep. So definitely want to see. I was gonna say a use of this. Yep. Good use of the immort field, but it was just a little too far to the side.
Twitch Eraz gets 2 though, totally makes up for the fact that Koro missed her immortality field there. And then we got him backing up to try to reset. Are we gonna see a full hold on Hanamura from T1?
It's definitely do or die here for Flight Club
But
because they
Reaper's...
need this map. They need to win this map in order to keep their fight going for a potential reverse sweep here.
Oh, here comes Beat to initiate the fight. High Noon from the back. Won't actually get anyone, I don't think. He doesn't have the thing. But Kuro's immortality field, Puggy, Wagi, and Warrior going off right now. Getting every kill on the kill feed there with the help of the Arisa Bongo. And that was a TK to secure first point for Flight Club. No. Antimatter. My brain, they switched colors. I won't be right until we're back on the next map, to be quite honest.
So just a lot of waiting here right now, seeing what these two teams are going to do.
Honestly, if I was if I was Antimatter, I'd just go main at this point because you know just jump off on your right or your left there, and just go main. Like you can speed boost main instead of trying to force your way through this tiny hallway.
Big stun there from Oof, was able to stun 3 of them, and we do see those 3 go down due to the focus fire from the team.
Twitch Era is just popping off his Reaper this game. Getting a lot of picks for the team.
Twitch back to his main role here off the support now that we have a couple people here back in place for Flight Club. So we do see, you know, Kuro and Artemis both back to healing, something that I think is what they're naturally supposed to be doing for the team normally. But smart rotation here from Antimatter to just take it straight to point and make them drop here. We do see the Immort field is out, and now would have been a good time for Pogiwagi to use that ult if he had been able to, or they had been able to keep their health up there. But again, a lot of ults here. Almost every single ult will be online for the side of Antimatter. So it's just going to be a matter of how do they stagger and use them. Don't want to see every single one come at once because Flight Club does have the spawn advantage here. Good use of the Sigma ult in the high noon, but we do see people going down here on the side of Flight Club. Every ult is pretty much coming out, though.
Huge ult from Lady Artemis there to actually clean up 2 people. But will it be enough? Lady Artemis gets the Orisa too. Lady Artemis picking up kills left and right. J-Dog getting the Poggy Woggy on the Reaper. And then we've got Tracer Lucio trying to keep it alive here for Flight Club.
I like the intention from Antimatter of the switch to fast characters, but almost wish you would have seen them kind of group up a little bit. They had about 15 to 20 seconds left on the clock there, and they could have grouped up and came in together as more of a team instead of just this trickle that we're seeing now. Hello, Nala. Get down,
We
please.
did see a .1 take, so if we get a full hold on the side of Antimatter, we may be able to see a win for Antimatter on this team. But if I know Flight Club, they're not gonna go down without a fight.
So back to point we go. So from the side of antimatter, it looks like we are going to be seeing this May McCree, and hopefully I think they're looking to get some people blocked off here. We're running a double shield and we're running the bunker healers, and from the side of Flight Club, we're getting a teleport strat. Teleport to the top right here.
It really doesn't do much though, other than kind of position them in a better spot to push in.
It does allow them to get through that choke and to start kind of building some damage. We do see Twitch got Poggy Woggy in the back there. We have Yiggs res Poggy, but now that Mercy res is out. Good immort field here from Bullet.
And then we have Poggy Woggy who takes down Twitch Eraz, who's been picking off a lot of people for the thing. Lady Artemis takes down Warrior though, and then J-Dog takes down Bullet. And we see the Rock coming out, almost kills the McCree, but doesn't quite get him dead. And we see Antimatter, where this is where honestly they should just push up like Neko's doing. Neko should have pushed up a long time ago onto these people. And then May and Mercy go down, and it's an easy take here for Flight Club. Ooh, sorry.
Very quick take there. So if we can see Flight Club, they have a lot of time here to take this point. So just
We
want
got
to
a
see them
right
kind
side
of.
teleport strat here that we get the early gravitic flux here, and then the freeze to try to stop the momentum here of Flight Club. Eraz gets 4 picks, a quadruple kill onto Antimatter, and it looks like that's map. It's right now it's 2-1 to Flight Club. But let's see if so it looks like Control and 2CP have been Flight Club's forte, and they've been doing really well on those kinds of maps. And then Hybrid brought Antimatter into the runnings, right? Antimatter won Numbani. Jiva?
I'm here. I'm just getting ready to post in match chat. That's all.
Oh, okay. Antimatter won Numbani, right? I'm not going crazy. That did happen.
Correct. 57, 58, 59. And then it looks like we're going to Junkertown.
Junkertown, which is a very interesting map, to be quite honest. Many weird strats. Honestly, Tier 2 has been coming up with the weirder strategies to defend this map. In this rotation, we've seen spawn bastion bunker comps. We've seen simmed strats. We've seen it all in Tier 2. We've seen the basic stuff in Tier 1. And I'm excited to see what interesting things these teams will bring to the table, because these are both very creative teams. We got a ready from MJ.
Okay, so we just need to see if Flight Club's going to be making any swaps here.
We're gonna swap in Jamsy, or no? Is the real question.
So we are just waiting to see what's going to happen. You do need to switch the sides again, though, so that,
I will do that, yes. What? You said they have until 01?
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give them a 2-minute warning.
So they've got 1 minute, and then we're going. All right, we have the ready.
As soon as they said ready and I go to scroll down to ready, my controller just dies. You gotta love when your controller just decides to stop existing when you're trying to cast a match.
That does usually tend to happen. I am so hungry right now, and staring at the food not helping me. So what do you think we will see here? Are we going to see a pirate ship? Are we going to see some bunker?
Pirate ship. We're gonna see pirate ship, or we're gonna see brawl. And look, we're seeing brawl.
So from the side of Flight Club, it looks like we're getting the double shields, the Orisa and the Sigma. We will have a Mercy with a Moira. Widow, always a good pick for this map. And Twitch is still on that Reaper. And then on the side of Antimatter, we are also seeing that double shield. We're seeing that Pharah Mercy again with a McCree and their own Moira.
I'm surprised we're not seeing a pirate ship. Pirate ship works really well in this map. Or the good old reverse pirate ship, where you put on the Bastion when the payload's moving backwards. It's
Nala,
basically a bunker.
get out of the bag. It is. It's basically almost a bunker there. Quick early pick from Oof onto Poggy and onto Yiggs. That damage boost definitely helping, even though it wasn't necessary for Yiggs, because they, Oof did get that headshot in. Really aggressive push here from Flight Club to move up this far. Almost wonder if Antimatter's going to try and recontest here or just set themselves up. But with the kind of comp that they're running, they probably should attempt the recontest. It just might give them some bad spawn if they do. Unless they are able to pull it off here and stop the payload from moving.
And a smart move to go from the bottom door, not the top door. Engage.
You don't really
you don't
give
have
that
extra fall time.
Yeah, and you also don't really give that Widow too much of line of sights there.
But Widow's still doing work despite the fact of not having very many sight lines. And then we have J-Dog on the Sigma picking up loads and loads and loads of kills. And then we gotta give it to Chaotic there, who contested for so long.
Did a really good job of just eating a little bit of time off of that clock there. So we do see antimatter sort of repositioning themselves elsewhere now, kind of waiting for the whole team to get back here. And we have a switch from the McCree to the Ashe to kind of, I think, help battle that Widow a little bit. A little long-range distance here.
Oh, and then we get a huge Viridic Flux there, along with the Reaper from Eraz. Oh, it was so beautiful. Bullet does take down Eraz, but Eraz does get rest by Kuro. And looks like it's going to be a reset here for our boys on the side of Antimatter. And I think Flight Club's looking to seal this map out, not looking to go to a map 5 today.
I do not blame them. Map 5s are very stressful things to go into.
With 5 minutes, 27 seconds going into third point on Junkertown, anything could happen. You could either you could win, and you could have a huge time maker. B, the defenders are just gonna trickle out of spawn and eat up your time as much as they can.
But it looks like J-Dog is going to get caught out there, pushed a little too aggressively without the rest of the team to help out.
MJ picks off both tanks, and looks like this may be a good hold here for our boys on Antimatter. And when I say boys, I mean in a general term, not gendering them at all. We have a Viridic Flux come out that doesn't really catch anyone. Sadly, MJ and Poggy getting picks onto Reaper and Mercy. It's just huge coming into a fight. J-Dog goes down to MJ. And can we just say MJ has been doing fantastic on the DPS tonight. MJ is normally playing tank on Reinhardt, right?
Yep, normally MJ is a tank, but I know MJ is a bit of a flex player. I haven't really seen him play too much support, so that would be definitely an interesting thing to see. But he can definitely, obviously, tank and DPS here. Really nice rock there from Chaotic. We see Kuro switch to the Brigitte, kind of probably try and counter that Reaper in their back lines a little bit here. And we also see the switch from Antimatter running their own Brigitte to also counter the other Reaper on the other side. Nice to see the teams are definitely paying attention to the comps and know when they need to make changes.
Oh, looks like we have Flight Club pushing straight onto the point. Oh, and then we get a huge beat there from Yiggsy. And J-Dog's kind of up on the top for some reason. It looks like we're just seeing a progressive fallback of support, and then Neko gets a pick onto Chaotic Phoenix, and here comes the advance. Here it comes. Oh, the slow advance. Big DPS plays, but Eraz there taking off, and we're 3 minutes into this point, to be quite honest.
Nice stun from Bullet though, able to stun the Reaper out of his Death Blossom, so he only gets 2 down. Even if Flight Club pulls it in here, they've taken significant time out of the time bank on the side of Antimatter. Here comes, and then we get Lady Artemis gets taken down, and Poggy Woggy is just taking down all the support line of Flight Club and leaving no one left behind. MJ is taking down the tanks, and looks like it's an easy cleanup here for Antimatter. And we're heading down to the 2-minute mark on the time bank. The more time that they can get off of this clock and or as much as they can kind of group up here, the better. They only have one all online. We will see the rally soon on from Bullet, but on the opposite side on Flight Club, we do have two online already with Flux incoming. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing the Graviton and High Noon of their own.
MJ getting a huge Reaper Blossom there. And then taking down Rocco. Yiggsy takes down J-Dog, and that's a spawn reset there for Flight Club. And Antimatter is taking a significant time off the time bank. Like, we're heading down to just a minute left, and we started with 5 minutes and almost 30 seconds. So, coming into third point.
Definitely have time here for one more push from the slow rotation that we're seeing.
High Noon comes out, doesn't get anyone, but Rocco and Eraz does get a pick on the Foggy. Warrior goes down to Eraz. Rocco takes down MJ. We get a chase after the Moira. Yiggsy is desperately trying to keep the point contested here. Hides for a little bit, but gets caught out. Poggy Woggy takes down Vic Unisan, and then we have Yiggsy go down to Eraz. Poggy Woggy taking out the Moira may actually save the point here for Antimatter. We've got the contest by Chaotic Phoenix and MJ, but it's not enough. We have Bullet coming in at the last second as Brigida, barely contesting there, and then Yiggsy contesting as Moira, and then we've got Poggy Woggy coming in as McCree, and then Bull, but not quick enough. And we see Flight Club in the map in overtime.
Really good push there by Flight Club. Oh man, I wish I could just press the X button and it would fly me back to point here. Unfortunate that it does it on some maps and not others. So from the side of Antimatter, not making too much changes, except I think we're probably going to either see a double shield or a Rein Zarya as they push point. Nope, it looks like we're going to get a Rein with a hog. Interesting. New version of pulled pork?
It's not really pulled pork.
I know, because there's no pull.
It's just pork.
It's the new version.
Just straight up pork. It's pork chops.
You can charge at it and then hook. It's almost like a pull. But we are going to be seeing the Reaper and the McCree, and then on the side of Flight Club, looks like we're rocking the Mercy, the Moira, the Double Shield, and again a McCree and a Reaper. Both of these teams have almost slightly mirroring comps, but there's always one or two small differences here.
Well, because you kind of know that's kind of what's meta in a way. Like, there isn't really a specific meta this season or since the patch, but I mean, if you're just, it's just meta. Like, certain characters just do better in certain circumstances since the shield debuff.
Meta's just basically shield break at this rate, honestly.
Yeah. Tank line, whatever. DPS, whatever can break your shield. Supports, whatever can keep your tanks alive long enough to deal with the other shield. Is basically the meta right now.
So Flight Club looking for a full hold here in order to secure this win for themselves.
MJ getting a big pick, and then Warrior getting a big pick. Big coalescence there from Yiggs. Keeping the team alive. MJ picking up the Moira and the Mercy there at the end. And rushing in to get killed by J-Dog. But I think we'll stall J-Dog just long enough that it won't be a very good 4-man gravitic flux there. Doesn't really do much though. Boggy Woggy takes down Eraz, and then Thick Onisen takes down Poggy Woggy. We get a res onto Twitch, and then bam, looks like Flight Club has turned this fight around.
I was going to say that Graphitic Flux did enough to stall point there so that the rest of Flight Club could get back. And we do see J-Dog is already almost at 40%, almost at halfway to his next one. But a lot of ults online coming for Antimatter here. So Antimatter just needs to properly use them, not overinvest, because as long as they can just get a couple of quick early picks, they won't need to use all those ults.
Remember, they can save them for next point.
Yep. So we see a good Coalescence coming out from the side of Lady Artemis, waits until Yigsy's Coalescence is down, and then heals up the team before taking a little bit, using a little bit in a damage way. Giant hammer down and Death Blossom there. For a minute, I did think that Flight Club was going to be able to keep that hold on their end and pull it off, but it looks like Antimatter did exactly what we were saying, and they properly used all of those ults there. Ended up using most of them, but we saw Chaotic make a change off of the Roadhog. Went ball for a second, I think almost to get back quicker, because they had bad spawn, and then made that change to Sigma. Smart move. High Noon not able to get anybody, and we do see coming from behind here, Twitch trying to get some work done in the back, but Bullet is able to stun him, and the rest of the team follows up there.
And we got Poggy Woggy gonna pick onto Eraz, and then MJ taking on Babongo. And then Chaotic taking out the McCree, MJ takes out the Orisa, and looks like this is a lost fight here for Flight Club. Mercy kind of stuck in the background here, but doesn't get noticed.
Able to escape too. Looks like Flight Club is actually recontesting this point. They kind of grouped together a little bit. That res from Curl, able to help the team out, and then Twitch getting on the payload there in that back line.
And then Warrior and MJ just cleaning up here. Thick Onisen trying to contest point, but not for very long when Yigzy just comes up and sucks the life out of him.
Able to bait Rally out, though, from the team. From Antimatter, although it does look like, again, the ult economy on the side of Antimatter is just really strong right now.
And Brig's ult is one that charges pretty quickly if you're using Brig correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as we've seen Bullet do.
Oh, and then we have Unison and Twitch just popping off here, getting all the kills that are needed. And we're sending Antimatter straight back to spawn.
Lady Artemis trying to chase down Yiggs and get that final kill in, but Yiggs is able to escape. Get back to the team. Phew, excuse me.
Die. The Unison gets MJ, Chaotic gets Eraz. Both Reapers are out of the fight. It's even. Hammer down comes out, gets 3. Is it big enough though? McCree gets up. Poggy Woggy takes down Neko and both supports down the McCree, and looks like it's back to the spawn for Flight Club.
That was a massive hammer down there. Was able to take Lady Artemis and stun her, and she was in the middle of. She had just popped her Coalescence. That could have been a very different fight because both of those teams were doing a lot of backline.
from Twitchy
And
Raz
Tracer.
and Reaper. Oh, we get a Gravitic Flex kill on a Kuro. Chaotic takes down J-Dog. Poggy Woggy takes down Artemis. And Twitch. I think this is the end of it here. It's the end of the line for Flight Club. And, ooh, 1 minute to 2 minutes 33. I mean, I've seen people take Junkertown to all the way to third point with 1 minute. I've seen it happen. So, I'm excited to see how well we're gonna be doing here.
Both of these teams have done a really good job of quickly moving the payload fairly uncontested too, so it will be interesting to see if Antimatter is just going to... Is Antimatter on attack or defense right now? Who's going first?
Antimatter's on
Anti's
defense first,
defending.
because they have more time.
Yep. If they're just going to try and brawl straight on point, set up... looks like we're getting a bit of a bunker here, and set up, and we're getting a pirate ship in response from the side of Flight Club.
I saw you look at that koala. Oh, we get an interesting setup on the right side of spawn door here. But I don't think they're gonna expect him to come out the top.
Both teams looking for each other. Very prepared. And we just are gonna see that payload start moving. Well, the rest of the team is a little isolated here.
MJ takes down Thagoni-sen. But Flight Club is just disappearing around the corner.
That can be a little detrimental if that Bastion can get set up behind the rest of Antimatter.
But now that Flight Club has moved the point, Antimatter can do the reverse pirate ship. Bastion is getting chased down by Twitch Eraz. Twitch Eraz takes down the Bastion and has a Mercy Pocket. Oh, Eraz takes down Warrior as well. Can we get a res on either of those people, actually? We get a kill on the Bullet as well. And, oh my gosh, Kuro and Eraz just taking it for the team there. Sigma Rock getting thrown through the window, trying to get a good old cheeky boop there, but doesn't actually do anything.
J-Dog be having the fastest ultimate buildups of Sigma. Yeah, he obviously knows how to play Sigma's kit and play it extremely properly here, because of those rocks are very on point.
Oh, we get a spawn push here from Antimatter. Antimatter takes down Bastion and the Immortality Field and Orisa. We get a res on the Bastion though. Mercy goes down in response to it. We get and then we did. That's all we needed to do. We just straight up spawn camp them.
But now Antimatter is going to have to do that just as quickly.
Yes, but you also have to think that Antimatter had a whole minute and a half more than Flight Club did to do that single push. So even though technically you're saying just as fast, Antimatter has at least 2 more fights if they lose any fights. If those fights are lost quickly, they have 2 extra fights compared to Flight Club. Or if Flight Club had their initial fight, if they lost quickly, they had a semi-group up and then a fight. Antimatter has their first fight. If they lose quickly, they have another fight. They lose quickly, they have another fight, and then they have their like halfway group up, kind of push forward together. So it's kind of dangerous if you're a Flight Club right now that you only got 1 point there. And if I was Flight Club, I'd be holding ground. I wouldn't be holding high ground. High ground is a dangerous place to hold because they can kind of just push it past you. It's kind of like the high ground on Dorado. where they can kind of just roll it past you and you can't do much about it if you don't actually drop.
I like to see that they're playing this brawl comp still, and they know how important it is to stay on payload and to touch payload. But Flight Club is also just kind of playing just as strongly back too. While having a bastion in these situations can be super helpful and key, just once your bastion goes down, sometimes it just takes too long. You need more mobility, especially when you're trying to
And
hold the
then,
point here.
and then if you think about it, like, you also gotta think about the skill cap. In tier 2, you play a Bastion, you're most likely gonna push through something until someone changes to a Junkrat or a Baptiste. I mean, and a Baptiste. Unlike tier 1 where people are very skilled and the skill cap is just higher in general. And people are gonna be able to take the Bastion down a lot quicker than they can on, tier 2.
Oh, and now we have unfortunate bad spawn here for Flight Club, so it looks like Antimatter should be able... Why is the payload not moving? There we
And
go.
guess what, boys? We're going to a map fire.
Any matter ties up the series 2-2, and we're heading on to Oasis. I think this is our first Oasis of the week, is it? I don't know if any other maps have swapped to map 5 yet. Would you happen to know if we've had any map
I'm trying
5s?
to see. I'm not really sure, though, if we have or haven't. Nice healing done from the side of Antimatter here. My out of suspense.
We are starting at 37, or not 37, whatever. We're starting at the half hour.
Did we ask for readies and swaps?
I asked for swaps.
Okay.
I do not know how this clock is literally so far off. Is literally like 8 minutes off. But
All right.
and then right after this game ends, if you want to hop on over to our Twitch channel, we have I Need Healing and Summit facing off on our Twitch channel at the moment. They just started up during our last map. Monka S. You gave the warning.
Hmm?
Somebody gave an official mod warning.
Who
I don't know who
knows?
did it.
Honestly.
They have until 30.
Mhm.
So they don't have to rush.
Nope. All right, so 2 minutes.
I can't spell, so Moonite is going to be the new minute.
Moonite.
Moonite. I can't spell minute.
You also have to change the map to Oasis.
I can do that really quickly, and I have to swap them over. No, do I have to swap them over? It doesn't matter, does it?
No, you don't have to swap them.
Oh, it won't take. Takes me 2 seconds to mops. It takes me 2 seconds to mop.
All right, we are ready. We can get going.
It takes me 2 seconds to mop. I can't speak. I was gonna say map swap, but mop is now the new word. Oh, we're heading in straight into one of actually my favorite Oasis map, which is City Center. You know, the good old car strats and the good old fun with cars.
The May Ice Block strat on top of the car here.
Or the Reaper Wraith strat, or you can actually get booped as Zarya as well and get 40 charge from it. There's a lot of big brain strats on this map, concerning the fast moving cars on the right side of the map that nobody ever uses.
Well, if you're not perfectly timed, you are going to end up killing yourself and giving a disadvantage to the rest of your team.
Is it really a disadvantage though?
So from the side of Flight Club, looks like we're getting Twitch is going to stay on that Reaper. We're going to see Oof switch over to the Genji. We're going to still see this brawly Brig comp with the Moira for main heals along with the Rein Zarya, and it looks like we're pretty much getting almost a mirror comp again on the other side, at least in regards to the healers and with the Reaper still, but we're going to see a McCree, an Orisa, and a Reinhardt instead. Rocco, always one of the first people at point, even without a speed boost. Definitely utilizing.
Rocco's a fast boy.
Yeah, definitely utilizing Rein properly and very well. I hate these maps because it's just so hard to get a good angle here.
Oh yeah, especially with the big circle point in the middle.
So a lot of brawl, a lot of poke. Just trying to see who's gonna get a first pick here. Very early coalescence from Yig.
Well, it's because the big thing here is Rocco lost a shield war, and what the shield war is the first tank to lose their shield, or to have no shield. The first tank line to lose their shield is gonna be the tank line that loses, especially in this meta, where shield break is so prominent. So basically, the shields on antimatter outweigh the shields on.
Especially since they are running the double shield, so they do have, even though Rein's shield goes down, they have that little bit of extra protection from the Orisa shield, regardless of that nerf.
Rocco going into every fight is already at a disadvantage in the shield war, and then he has to, be a shield tank. Hammer down, gets huge, gets the Brigitte and the Moira. Moira goes down to a Warrior Wolf. Woggy goes down though as well, and then Wolf Girl goes down to Rocco, and Rocco's just beat down on Bullet. MJ comes in, gets the Genji, Chaotic gets the Brigitte, and then we have ult come out from who's Zarya? Who's the Zarya? J-Dog. My brain just fried, and I couldn't think of who the Zarya was. From Zarya. It looks like we see a big win here from the side of antimatter, and we have 60% on point here. So you're thinking about a 30-second push here, because each the time ticks at about 100 or about a tick per or a percent per second. So.
So good use of pylons there, bongos, able to kind of push them around the corner so they're not destroyed early, but side of Flight Club does focus them down there. Looks like we have Antimatter using a lot of their ults here, trying to get this win secured.
Flight Club, Rocco takes down that hammer down, comes out, Yiggsy gets a kill, but both supports are down on the side of Antimatter. At this point, it's just a reset. Like, you just gotta reset and spawn. And they do have 99%, so it is one fight territory.
A lot of ults used there, though, and we do see more ults kind of online on the side of Antimatter, so that one fight territory is going to be very important depending on how they do this. If they can get a hammer down.
Yeah, if you get Shatter, we have Shatter High Noon. If you get a Shatter High Noon off, like a really good one, Coalescence isn't gonna do anything against that, really.
And we see the Coalescence come out pretty aggressively to keep the team up and to kind of back Antimatter off a little bit here. But that Coalescence is allowing Yiggs to really build their own Coalescence, which now, we're seeing
down
these
come
uses.
out, and then we have Reaper Roll come out, and it's huge, absolutely humongous, and basically wins Antimatter in the map here. Honestly. And then Eraz is just kind of holding on to his life here. Overtime comes on. It looks like, are we getting any swaps to get there quicker? No, Neko tries to get there with his fast boyness, but it didn't work. His fast boyness. What am I even saying anymore? Chat, help. I've lost my mind. Oh, we had Double D who called it. Both these teams are playing well. This could go either way on the 5th map. Meaning, I thought he meant. And then we have Artaria who's putting his hat of suspense on for the 5th map. So there's going to be loads of suspense. What's the hat of suspense? What color is it? What shape is it? Is it a bowler hat? Does it control dinosaurs?
So we don't see much, actually we see no changes on the side of Antimatter for this Brawl comp here. And then on the side of Flight Club, we, instead of rocking the Genji, are going to be having a very disruptive Doomfist.
Can we talk about Flight Club and how quickly they always get to point despite not having a Lucio? They're just so fast. Like, I don't know if it's like a certain path they take, or how, like, but on every map it seems like the Rhine combo from Flight Club is always there first.
Interesting to see J-Dog on the Rhine this time instead of Rocco, and Rocco is on the Orisa. But we do see Antimatter takes first point again, just really grouped up well together. They have some strong target focus, and we see them utilize it, but we're seeing Flight Club kind of come back just as strongly here.
I know I'm getting distracted by chat, but the suspense hat, it's purple and it has my name on it apparently.
So interesting to see Flight Club kind of playing this corner. It looks like that Doomfist is hoping to get somebody as they come in through here. That Fire Strike is, I think they're trying to hopefully bait somebody in.
Honestly, if I was Antimatter, I would just run around. Yeah, exactly what they're doing. They're just running around. Oh, but Doomfist does give Doomfist the right to just come into the back line and just
along with that Reaper. Yep.
Meteor Strike just kind of comes out. Oh, gets lots of damage there, but Yiggsy's Coalescence kind of just balances out the damage. Then Warrior Girl gets 2. Then Eraz brings in lots of backs and forths here, but it looks like actually the picks did come out in favor of Antimatter. Now that I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then they are going to retake this point here. So, ult advantage, pretty good on both sides here. Even though Lady Artemis did use Coalescence at the start of that fight, but is again almost back at their own Coalescence right now. Both Reapers fairly even here. Probably going to try and see a hammer down High Noon from the side.
We get Bongo. We get everything coming out from the side of Flight Club. And then we have Antimatter, who's just kind of patiently holding on to their ultimates. Except for Warrior Girl, who just throws it out. Warrior Girl gets to pick onto Neko. And then Warrior Girl also gets to pick onto the Brig. Can we just talk about how Warrior Girl has been the entire game has just been wailing at people down as Reinhardt. MJ takes down Thick Only Sen, and then Twitch takes down MJ and Giggsy, and then we have Brian sweep up the Rhine and the Brig. It looks like that's gonna be the take here for Flight Club.
While Flight Club does almost have that Reaper out, we're going to see another shatter for Warrior Girl. We see the rally, we see the bongos, and we probably will have that Reaper out very shortly.
We have a Rocco-chan in chat. We got a Rocco fan in chat, guys.
So Antimatter, smart, kind of playing it a little slow.
Oh, MJ comes in the back, gets a huge Death Blossom in the back there, gets the Reaper and the Brig. Poggy Wuggy takes down J-Dog, and it looks like this is just going to be a cleanup fight here for Antimatter.
Artemis going to stay on point as long as she can to try and allow their percentage to build a little bit, allow the team to regroup.
To be quite honest, at this point it could go to anyone. It's a one-fight territory for both teams, depending on how this gets played.
A lot of ults for both teams here too, especially for Flight Club, who's coming up on 2 almost simultaneously right now, along with this Koa.
I mean, but can we talk about Poggy, who just uses all, not in the last fight, but the fight before, and is at 70%. Hammer down comes down, gets both support, and then we got Twitchy Routes who comes in, gets Puggy and Bullet, and then Neko takes down both tanks, and MJ goes down. Looks like we're gonna have to get a stagger in here from Antimatter to try to contest this point. They have to swap to a fast tank, because if they don't, nobody will get there. And we go to map. We go to the tiebreaker map, and the tiebreaker map. Look at that. Really intense gameplay here from Tier 1 today. High quality gameplay. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more Doomfist.
I am and I'm not. There's stuns on. There's a lot of stuns for Doomfist between the McCree and the Brig. So definitely not super surprised that we're not seeing a lot of it.
No, I'm just talking about in general in this composition. I mean, Jin Touch came back. Is stronger than ever.
No changes from the side of Flight Club, and it looks like from Antimatter we are off the McCree onto the Junkrat instead.
I like that pick. Ooh!
Shield break.
Tricky flank here. There's a tricky flank here from Eraz on the right side. It looks like, even though things are kind of going back and forth, it looks like Flight Club is going to take the initial hold on University.
They just gotta cap that point. Can't ever forget to get off of it before you do that.
Hey Jibba, if you want to go to one of the corners and just fly up all the way to the ceiling, that's a really good angle.
Yeah, it depends if they're pushing up or not, though.
I'm talking about for fights on point. Oh, we get MJ on this cheeky flank on the right here to actually Oh, and then we have Eraz also taking this cheeky right flank. Here going down the stairs to get behind the tanks. Nobody spotted him yet except for MJ. MJ spots Eraz. Poggy gets 4 kills. There's the play of the game, folks, right there. And then we get MJ picking off the Reaper and Poggy picking off Thick Only Sand. And it looks like we're going to get a swap over to the Antimatter side of the point from 43%. This has been an intense map.
Good amount of ults used there, though, on the side of Antimatter, but we do see they almost are back at 4 online. Ooh.
Cease your resistance. My name's Ursa. And then we just get all the alts coming out here from Flight Club, except for Reaper's ult. And that resets Antimatter, but Antimatter is now coming up on quite a few ults of their own to try to stall this here. Or to try. So from what I noticed is, Antimatter in the natural fight seems to win more often, but in ult fights, Fight Club seems to win more often, so they kind of balance each other out.
I think both of these teams definitely take it back and forth with each other a lot in regards to the brawl and to using the ults there.
Oh no, MJ gets booped in the hole while using a Reaper Blossom, but Reaper gets taken out by the Total Mayhem. By the way, Bullet gets taken out. Chaotic Phoenix is taken out, and it looks like that's back to spawn for Antimatter. So chat, who are we rooting for this late in the game? We've got about 10% left for Flight Club and about 80% or 70% left for Antimatter. Who are we rooting for?
Looks like we get the change off the Reaper to the Pharah. Really
are we going to
need
be
to
able
see
to get
them
a contest? No! Oh my god, we see Flight Club kind of take the reverse sweep despite the first map. Oh wait, did they win the first map?
They won first map.
Oh, well. They kind of go back and forth here and take the control point. So it was a control point 2 CP and the control point. I mean, you can't really like it was a similar map type. I feel, and that's why they won it here. They won over Antimatter in the first control point, and now they've won him in the second control point. It makes sense when you statistically think about it.
So then that brings us to MVPs.
MVPs, I have a couple in mind. And I know we have to do at least one for the losing team.
Yep, so 2 for Flight Club and 1 for Antimatter. Who you thinking?
I want to give a big shout out to Yiggsy. Yiggsy did fantastic as that Moira. Yiggsy was great. Warrior Girl did fantastic as well on that Reinhardt. Really good quality gameplay from both of those two on the side of Antimatter. So that would be either the tank slot or the support slot for Antimatter taken.
Yeah, I would agree. I did want to also just point out that Poggy and MJ both did an incredible job with their DPSing. But Yiggs, I actually was thinking healing-wise, I would go with Yiggs just between the Pharah Mercy that we saw running earlier. Never really caught too out of place. Able to get some really good reses off that helped stall. Played that Moira on Junkertown, stalled point for a little while. Also, we saw Yiggs on Lucio and had a couple of really good beat drops that helped save the team. So I would 100% support Yiggs getting the support MVP there.
I agree with that too, yeah.
And then
I have to point out J-Dog. J-Dog and Rocco on the tank line for Flight Club were fantastic the entire time.
Yeah, for me, I would say as good of a job as Rocco did do on the tanking. For me, it's J-Dog kind of easily takes that tank.
But if you watch back the stream, Flight Club, remember that Neko did fantastically as tank. The J-Dog's ult economy was fantastic as off tank. When he played Sigma, it was fantastic. When he played Ryan, it was fantastic. It was just fantastic all around. And then for the DPS, I have to give it to Eraz. Oh my god, that guy on the Reaper saved so many fights.
Yeah, Eraz did an incredible job, but Oof definitely put in the work too. We saw the Genji from Oof. We saw a lot of flexibility in the characters that he played. We saw the Widow, we saw the Genji, we saw the Doomfist, we saw the McCree. Oof was really good at countering whatever Antimatter was trying to throw at the team. And honestly, those Widow picks early on, taking out that Pharah Mercy and then just pushing up so aggressively on Junkertown, really helped Flight Club be able to just roll that first point uncontested. But I do agree that I would go with Twitch. His Reaper that he was playing on point, that shield break, that brawl that he was engaging in with J-Dog and with Rocco, it just definitely helped make a big difference in my opinion. So I would go with Twitch also.
Okay, so we've got Yigs for support. We've got Eraz for
DPS
DPS, and then
and
we've got J Dog for tank.
correct.
All right, and I think that's our stream done for today. And if you want to head on over to our Twitch channel, Mama's OW Guild, or is it Overwatch? I think it's Mama's OW Guild on Twitch. We have a game going right now that is Summit and I Need Healing, which are two of our highest teams. I don't know about Summit, but I know I Need Healing is our only undefeated team in Tier 2.
Yep.
And Summit is a really good contender in the Starfruit division.
Yep. So thanks, chat, for coming and checking it out. That's the game that's going on right now is the last game of the night, and then next week we will be getting more scheduled for you guys to come enjoy. So thanks for coming.